a gorgeous photographic artist who sends an interesting message through her works. Just beautiful. It's going to be a bit of a Kelly Clarkson love fest later too, as well. Yeah, and I'm going to kick off with Kelly's... Well, I did kick off with Kelly's Heartbeat, didn't I? That was pretty good. You're on Inner FM. Well, my very special guest tonight is a gorgeous photographic artist from Melbourne who sends, as I said, a very positive message through her work and has a showing titled Anja, opening, and I'll be corrected if that's not pronounced correctly, tomorrow night at, oh my God, how embarrassment. No, yes, opening tomorrow night at Red Gallery. It's with great pleasure to introduce Lilli Waters. Hey Lilli, and welcome to Inner FM.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. And I'm in trouble already. So it's Anja?
Anja.
Yeah, I should have known that actually. I knew an Anja. Yeah, from, she was a student from overseas and etc. I should have known that.
It's a beautiful name.
It's gorgeous, actually. We can talk about that shortly, actually, where you got that name from. The title. Firstly, how would you define your art or your work?
I guess photography for me is the medium that I use to express myself and my ideas and images, I guess, that are floating around my head. A painting of a moment, if you like. And I'm often drawn to really dark imagery. I love the environment and the bush. So those kind of elements, as well as perhaps fantasy sometimes.
Yep.
Like more of a cinematic kind of thing.
Yes.
And I take a lot of inspiration from other art forms, mostly paintings, but also film, dancing and music as well. So music's a big part of it. I used to play classical violin. And I love to dance, and I love dark films, so I get really inspired by the cinematic kind of qualities that I can see.
For sure. Yeah. I absolutely understand that. Yeah. And how do you get the person, place or thing that's in front of the camera onto the film in just the way you want to express your message?
Lately, I've been showing my subjects, I guess, inspiration pictures before a shoot to kind of maybe perhaps give them an idea of what I might be looking for, what I'm kind of trying to achieve. But most of the time it's mainly just kind of let's rock up and just see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. Spontaneous kind of.
Yeah, I think that's... especially when you're looking to create some kind of movement in the images as well. And so I think I try to spend some personal time with them before. And we might have a cup of tea or a glass of wine. Oh, yes, that's always nice. Have a chat and just sit around and wait for the light to kind of happen. So that's a really special time just for us to sit and chat, especially if I don't know them. So I get kind of an idea of who they are, even if it's just briefly. And so the light might happen and might start happening, and then I kind of just get out my tripod and I'll pick a spot that looks good with the light goes good, and I kind of just I'm trying to create something that's natural, even though it is a posed portraiture, so it is composed. So it's not real, as in something that's happening like photojournalism, but I guess I'm giving them guidance whilst also trying to let them just bit of, shine out anyway, to kind of bring it out of them in a natural, as much as I can kind of way.
Right. And how do you actually find your subjects? Being your models, if you like? Yeah.
No, I don't like... I've never really worked a lot with models. Like some...
I don't mean literally models, but yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So most of them are my friends, actually, my girlfriends.
Gee.
Yeah,
I'm
lucky. I know. I feel so lucky that they give up their time and they give themselves to me, and go out in the cold and get wet, and lots of things have happened to them which I feel really bad about sometimes, like allergic reactions and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. And develop the flu.
Yeah.
No. Because we'll chat after also about that's beautiful. Congratulations on your interview with Elle magazine, which is out now, the August edition. Your opening quote says, "We've internalised sexism so much we don't even recognise it anymore." Can you elaborate on that, if you feel?
Yeah, I feel like sexualisation of women is submerged so deeply within the world that it's almost, it is normalised. And that's, that's sad. And I think we need to look at how we conceptualise women and what it is to be a woman or a human. And I think there's a place for this expression in the world. And in a way, I'm questioning, or I want to question, the status of our relation to women, their history, their stories, the emotions, the things that are, behind them. And so for me, I want photography to feel intensely raw and wild, like women. And
yep.
Feminism says that personal is political, and I shoot nudes, yes, but it's not the nudes that is the issue; it's the message
sure
behind it.
Yeah.
So not sexualizing, I think, is the main.
That's right, and that's what I pick up actually from your beautiful artwork. Yeah, for sure, beautiful. You also say that your art offers a new perspective. In what way do you think?
I guess a new perspective. That's a hard question.
Yeah, no, that's okay. It's probably similar to what I just asked you anyway, I would say, yeah.
I guess, coming back to the industry, the photographic industry is highly saturated, and I think, there are a lot of models being used. There's lots of airbrushing. There's making models skinny when they're already really skinny, or they're really young. They don't need to be made skinny. And again, really over sexualizing women in all kind of forms, like advertising and things like that. And I think we're so used to it, and we see it everywhere, and it's almost like it's normal.
Like that's normal, yeah.
Yeah, and then, and you don't notice it until you actually start, I think, maybe paying attention to what it is you're looking at and what the message is saying. Yeah.
For sure, yeah. I love, love, love the moody landscapes that you capture, yeah?
Thank you.
Anya is your second solo exhibition, which opens tomorrow night at Melbourne's Red Gallery. Would you like to share with our listeners the process and time it took to get your show to this point?
Yes. I don't have a date, but it took about, I think it was 16 months roughly, which is the same it took my last women's project to do. So I think it's important. It's an important process for me to work on a series or a body of work over an extended period of time. I feel like it helps me to grow. It helps me to discover what it means and to grow on ideas and develop skills, as opposed to kind of just pumping out a body of work over a month or two. The process, I think, is the most important rather than the results.
Yes.
In a way?
Yes, yeah. I know. I understand completely. And where are some of the landscape locations you've used? Because they're absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I mainly shoot in around Melbourne, so I'm often driving long distances to find places.
Yep.
And because they're so far away, I usually don't have time to scout. So, she'll just jump in the car and we'll go for a drive. Sometimes I might see an abandoned house, and I'll, often breaking into properties sometimes. Yeah, not good. And then some places are up north where waterfalls are, and where I grew up near the Shannon kind of area.
Where's that?
It's kind of near Byron Bay.
Oh, really?
So whenever I go up there, I try and take advantage.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's where you're from, up that way?
Yeah, originally.
Well, and how long have you been
I've been in Melbourne a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
And what about with regards to photography? Did you do any type of training or courses, or is it just natural?
Yeah, I did. I originally wanted to be a film editor, so I wanted to be in film. So I made short films in high school, and then I was invited by the Photographic Imaging College, which is in Hawthorn, is now relocated to Preston, I believe.
Right.
That was in 2001. So I was invited to go there, and the film course was cancelled, I think. So I just ended up staying on and doing photography. But I was actually originally interested in photojournalism, which I didn't end up doing. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, correct me, or is Dress and War the first series Your first, is that what the first
Dress and
showing?
War is actually...
'Cause that was beautiful too.
Thank
Get
you.
over that.
That's what I'm doing now at the moment, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it really? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry about that. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So, yeah, all right. What was the first showing?
The
Or
first
series, if you like.
was She-Ra. That was The Other Women. Yeah, that was 2012.
Right. No worries. Now, also, how exciting is this? Do you have any news about the book that you're going to publish?
Yes, the book will
Yes.
be available tomorrow night at the opening.
Oh, exciting.
And yes, and so basically there's 10 prints on the wall at the exhibition because I couldn't fit them all on. I would have
Wow,
loved to.
if you don't
but
mind.
There's not enough room.
Wow, how gorgeous, yeah.
So I didn't want anyone to miss out, so I just put them all in a book.
Yeah, of course.
And 50% of the profits going to White Ribbon Foundation, which is a
Yeah.
campaign that works towards ending violence towards women in Australia.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's also a gold entry coin on the door.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Good to know.
that's
yes.
going there as well.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll mention all this later again too, actually. Which photographers influenced you and how did they influence your thinking, photographing and career path?
I've had different inspirations that have changed over a period of time. But I'd have to say that I've had a very deep admiration for Bill Henson's work since my early uni days, which was back in 2001. And I actually met him one night and had a dinner with him, and he was lovely.
Really?
Yeah, so his images are, very dark and in some ways disturbing, and usually of young adults. And so that really resonated with my thoughts about photography at that time, and they still do, and reflected what I would have loved to capture. And I also love artists such as Sally Mann, Francesca Woodman, Jane Burton, who's another Melbourne photographer.
Right.
James Natchaway, who's a photojournalist. And, there's a long list, but that's probably my top photographers. But I'm also really inspired by mostly actually more paintings than I am photographs.
Yep.
Lots of landscapes, like romantic Pre-Raphaelite era, and Rembrandt and Henry Fuseli and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. How gorgeous. Is photography your full-time gig, pretty much?
Yes.
It is it? Yeah, so how did you get from being an aspiring photographer, say,
Okay, so
to, full-time?
I studied 2001, and I worked as a photographic retoucher, so for a long time
You're
in
so
lots of
talented.
Melbourne
You are.
Melbourne studios. I was meant to go and do my degree somewhere else, but I didn't end up going. So I did that for many, many years, and then I branched out on my own in about 2012.
Congratulations on that too.
Thank you.
What motivates you to continue to take pictures politically, intellectually or emotionally?
I guess I'm motivated to express a greater norm for women than what I witness in today's society. So I have a drive to capture women and women's bodies with a sense of freedom and natural rawness, I guess.
Yep.
I guess. So as I said before, the nudes I shoot, it's not the issue. It's more the message of what's behind them. I mean, they're not all nudes, but even though I'm capturing a physical form, I'm trying to get across it. Yeah, I'm trying to get a message across that women matter more than what they look like.
It's a great message, actually.
And in a patriarchal society where people can objectify women, I guess I'm trying to elevate the subjects and go beyond that or something.
For sure. Yeah, no, cool. Okay, let's recap and remind our listeners where they can see your beautiful works kicking off tomorrow night. So, Red Gallery.
Yes, Red Gallery in Fitzroy North on St George's Road. Can't remember the number.
Okay, I can help you with that one. It is 157 St George's Road.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. Anya. Yes, that's right. Yes. Kicks off tomorrow night until the 29th.
Yes.
And let's give your social media details a plug, such as your Instagram.
Oh, thanks.
Of course, Facebook and what else? How can our listeners find you and follow you?
Instagram is Lilli Waters, which is Lilli Waters.
Yep.
I think Facebook is Lilli Waters Artist. I can't remember.
Yep.
I think because Lilli Waters was taken or something.
I'll
I'm not
double
sure.
check on that one, actually, yeah. Okay, well, thanks so much, Lilli.
you.
Lilli Waters. Such a pleasure. Thank you for coming out in the cold
Thank you
and
so
all
much
that.
for having me.
Yeah, oh, you're very welcome. Beautiful. I cannot wait. I've been hanging out. Check out your show tomorrow. And how are you feeling about that?
I'm a bit nervous.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll just
Wonderful.
go to a bar next door.
Yeah, that's it. I
before.
tell you what, there's a few down that way.
Yeah.
All right, darling. Thank you so much. I'm
Thank
going
you so
to
much.
cut to a song, and I'll then say chat to you privately as well.
Okay.
See you, darling.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.